Okay, welcome everyone. It's nice to see a good turnout tonight. I know we've got lots to chat about. We're really excited about this step in the process of working with our Quantum Healers 369 group and moving it forward to the level where we are inviting others to join in as taking on significant leadership roles, roles of participating in ways that doesn't necessarily require any kind of training or any kind of formal ways that you have been working in the past. It's just a matter of what your heart is calling you to, because we know that each and every soul in this group has been here on a journey for a very long time, many, many lifetimes. Your heart knows what it wants, what it needs, and what it has come here to do. So it's all about understanding that it's time for everyone to just do the best they can to make that commitment and to show up. Let me just change, because right now, Dennis, it is on you. Okay. So we're calling this part of the journey core group 33. We're looking for 33 people who are passionately interested in stepping forward and playing a significant role in this whole medbed preparation. And we need to make a very clear distinction right now that our purpose and focus right now for the step that we're on is the preparation process. The med beds themselves will be provided and run by the military. And it's a matter of understanding that initially, until training is done with members from our own group, that the medbed experience will be offered offsite elsewhere. Our goal and our dream and vision is to have them actually in our own facility, but that requires us to build that facility first. I know there's times when I kind of get overwhelmed with the idea, how are we going to build a facility? And in our human experience, we're used to it taking years just to get the permits and the permission and the blueprints and all of the necessities that it takes to build something. But what I'm being assured is that in quantum time, building doesn't take very long at all. So we'll get to see what that means and what that looks like. And yeah, we'll be able to go with whatever takes place at this point. We can only do what we're doing right now, and that is to prepare ourselves, what we can do as far as offering services to people, to take a step forward and understand what your specific role may be in being able to facilitate as many people as possible in a very short period of time. So it's not getting stressed out about it, but it does require a certain level of commitment on your part that when your heart calls you forward to do something, it's not as if it is written in stone, because it isn't. You'll find that any position that you initially enter into will be an ever evolving and expanding, and it will develop with you as you go. So don't get too caught up in, well, I signed up as, somebody who answers the phone, but it may be that that is how your comfort level for entering into our team, but it quickly evolves into being able to counsel on the phone, and counseling on the phone evolves into being able to be on a mentorship program where you can take certain people that you have connected with and are introduced to and continue the journey with them specifically and walk them forward. It can move in any different direction. So don't get too caught up in the door you enter. Just know that once you enter the door of our facility that we're co-creating, your services, your presence, the gift that you bring to community can be absolutely anything at all. There'll be days when you want to share all of you, and there may be days when you just need to share a little bit of you, and that's okay too. You really need to let your heart and soul guide you through the process of what it is that you are here to do in service. So initially, we're going to just kind of go through some of the different ways that service is being requested. For the most part right now, we are focusing on administration as far as getting people who can help set up a system, who may be already trained in that way and will need to help us create filing systems for people, ways of organizing schedules, ways of helping move people into a flow, a natural flow and movement that can happen once they enter into the system. The first step is going to be getting you through the system. So you're going to get to experience what anybody else will end up going through, but you're going to go through it too. And that way, it's not just something that you were trained to do. It's not just something you were told to do or read about. You're actually going to be able to personally experience it so that you can take that experience and translate it into a genuine and sincere, authentic way of explaining and expressing our services to people. So initially, we're going to be looking at those individuals that are really key players in identifying what it is, number one, that you want to do, and then developing a system to help others identify, because not everybody identifies quickly or easily. Sometimes it takes questionnaires, sometimes it takes coaching, sometimes it just takes sitting down and having a chat. But once they identify that their heart is calling them to do something specific or purposeful, it's amazing to watch the way their whole soul lights up when they find what it is that they are passionate about and what their purpose is. When that connection is made, everything changes. And all of a sudden, your understanding of the process is clearer, your ability to move through the process is easier, and you're going to have some fun. You know, we're calling this the resort. We're not calling this school. We're not calling it hospital. We're not calling it anything other than this is a place where souls are welcome to come as they are, in whatever shape, size, color, decree, whatever it is that they show up as. They are to be welcomed with open hearts and open arms. And I think that in itself will set us apart from a lot of other facilities that humanity is used to being treated by. So yeah, that's somebody that is a real natural at identifying services and how people can best be allocated to different positions. We're looking for people in leadership roles. And if leadership is something that comes natural to you, it's something that you easily step into, then that may be a role that you might want to start out as a leader in any part of what we're doing and presenting. It's all about being able to comfortably do a Zoom call with people and explain, similar to what I've been doing. It's being able to describe to people what it is that we're doing, how it is being done, guiding them through the system that's already been created. It's not like you have to reinvent the wheel, but there still needs to be a nurturing and a movement of people through the steps and through the process to help them get to the goal, which is preparing themselves for the medbed experience. So again, we're going to be preparing our leaders for that same purpose, because everyone that is on our team will have a priority position when it comes to the medbed experience. You will be the first line to step forward and go through that process. So in leadership, there's two different forms of leadership that we're looking for. One is somebody who can just take a project and work independently. In other words, you're someone who can take a project. I'll be working with you personally one-on-one to get it set up and to get it started. But if you are an independent leader that can take that project and run with it, that is so appreciated right now, because there's so many directions that things have to move all at the same time. There's only one of me and there's only one of each of my admin that can deal with the amount of growth that needs to happen in a very short period of time. So if you're an independent leader, we'd really appreciate you stepping up and assuming that role. If you're the kind of leader that is a team leader, where you are more comfortable putting together a team to work on a project, that's another way that we could really use your help and use your expertise and passion to form a team that you can take. And perhaps your team would be interested in recruiting therapists. People that are already working, people that are already doing what they love to do, but they may be in the day-to-day struggle of, trying to keep their facility open and on their own, or keeping clientele flowing on their own. That it's always been a challenge for therapists to keep a roster going, especially in the initial stages of when you're doing your work. So somebody that has a team behind them is going to do much better and reach more people than somebody trying to do it on their own. So that's a team building experience. Next one is setting up our admin. We really do need people, and it doesn't have to be somebody that is trained in anything other than what their natural instinct is. In other words, if you are somebody who likes to answer the phone and answer people's questions and, connect them with someone who can help them, if you're that kind of a communicator, if you are somebody who just loves that interaction with other people via phone, then yeah, by all means, join up and start there. If that's your comfort zone, it is no less important or no less significant than any other role that is being played here. We need really good communicators. We need people who are compassionate and understanding, comforting, so that when someone does call, they're able to talk to somebody, a phone that actually talks to people and not an automatic system, not a, push this button and push that button and we'll put you here and we'll put you there. No, we want people talking to people, because that is really what is missing in our human experience right now, is to talk to somebody who actually gives a damn. And they're there because they truly do enjoy that part of the process. So yeah, it doesn't have to be highly trained. You just have to have a natural instinct for it. Another one that is needed is setting up different departments that we have. You may have experience running an office or being part of a really well-run office. If you are, we could really use your expertise in sitting down and saying, okay, this is what we need in order to facilitate all of the things and the moving parts and how they work. This is how we need to be able to build it. And these are the kind of people that we will be recruiting and looking for. So if that's your natural instinct and your natural gift of office structure, that is a much needed role that we need at this time. Community outreach. I know there's lots of times when people are part of communities and they may think that, within the community, they have a lot of contacts and a lot of connections, but we need leadership people that have an actual position in their community, where if something is happening or something is taking place, that there are certain people you can call to get things done. There are certain times when you can put it out to your community and you can get a lot of help in a hurry, a lot of response in a hurry. We need to have that kind of network experience to help us build, so that when these doors do open, which I understand is not going to be too long from now, that we have a network we can draw upon and have people assist and help others quickly. It may be in the form of therapy. It may be in the form of counseling. It may be in the form of coaching or resourcing. We do know that ahead there's going to be a challenge for a lot of people when it comes to food and being able to provide for their family. So if you're the type of person that has community network with farms, with suppliers, with people who may not normally want to step forward and play a significant role themselves, but they can put you in touch with others that do. In other words, network builders. They're going to be essential to our initial setup and stages. We need somebody who is good with social media connections. Personally, I am not. That's not something that I have spent my life or time and effort into developing, although it's put me in a position right now where I'm getting introduced to it, thrown in the deep end and figuring out how that all works. But to have somebody that I can work with that is already really good at that and can facilitate social media connections and setup, that would be very much appreciated. What other things have we got on our agenda here? Somebody who is able to hold a priority vision. And by that, I mean, we are going to have a lot of things put on our plate in a hurry. As a human, we're used to being the one to go up to the buffet and saying, I'll have a little of this and a little of that. Well, the universe is about to put the buffet on your plate. And it's up to us to have the ability to sort through and figure out what's the priority. I can't eat it all at once. I can't do it all at once. I can't be it all at once. So if you're someone who has the natural instinct or ability to work on priorities, to be able to make a list and make sense out of a lot of things coming at you at once, so that it can either be addressed by you in a step-by-step process, or you're the kind of person that can hold that vision and immediately start delegating it to the people that you know that you can trust to take it from there. So that's going to be an essential role as well. Just going to my list here. Oh, the inevitable role of time scheduling. If you're someone or you know someone that is an exceptional time scheduler, so that you can take multiple facets of this vision that we're doing, and to be able to create a scheduling of time where it all fits together and it all flows, that is going to be a really important role that we need to fill as well. Not everyone is good at scheduling. And I know the more we get into our soul challenge right now of the shift and change that's going on inside, our minds are really having a hard time keeping a focus. So where you may have at one time been able to do all this juggling in your head and keep track of it and understand it and work with it, right now I think you're going to have a calendar of some sort, or many calendars, that is your best friend, so that you're not having to remember it all. But we will ask you if that is something that you enjoy doing, to be really good at calendar scheduling. So that's a key position too. Communications expert. Someone who can actually take difficult situations or circumstances and to be able to bring everybody's focus into the moment, to be able to settle it, to resolve it, to we'll call it put fires out, or to bring people together to resolve situations where there's always a sense of calmness in the community. That is really important. Chaos has no place in what we're doing. So a gift, if you have it, in being able to just take, okay, there's a challenge. Let's sit down and let's discuss how this can be managed, how this can be redirected, how it can be resolved easily. So in other words, we're talking about a spiritual firefighter. You can easily put fires out when they show up without actually getting engaged in them, where you're able to sort of step back or sit back and observe the situation and come up with some solutions as just part of your natural state of being. Training sessions. We're looking for someone in a position that is really good at doing presentations, training sessions where you will be either provided with the information to present to others, or you may at some point further down the road be asked to develop your own method of training people with the information that is required. And this means training staff, training people that are coming and going. We'll be working with not just our own center, but other centers. So we do need somebody who really enjoys explaining how things are done in a way that people can easily grasp the concept and work with it and feel welcomed as a part of it. It's not that training is to be done in a way that says our way is the only way. So you need to be someone who is very, very aware of different methods, different techniques, and able to incorporate them into whatever training session is being done. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, there's a position for that. IT expert. We have prayed and prayed for someone who is very, very good at computer work, coding work, internet work, the kind of thing that needs to go on behind the scene that keeps this all functioning and flowing. Now, the challenge is going to be, again, everything seems to come with a way of us customizing it to our own needs. We are about to move from the system that we have now of internet, the way we know it, Facebook, Telegram, all the different formats that are out there are all about to be dramatically changed and morphed into the quantum system. there is actually a quantum computer that is being developed as we speak, that everyone will be on the same level of access and the ability to communicate. So in other words, the quantum computers will interact with each other easily. There's no viruses, there's no trollers, there's no people on there that are out for anything other than the absolute best for humanity. So that's going to be a very welcomed system, but it is going to be new. So I'm just giving anyone a heads up. Even if you're in IT, you may find yourself very quickly in IT kindergarten when it comes to the quantum system. Although I do trust that it is going to be set up so that it is extremely user-friendly. I know a lot of it is voice activated. So typing is still going to be a part of it, but it will be mostly voice activated. The quantum phones, just a little sidebar there, the quantum phones are ready. And as the different meetings go with people going into their redemption appointments, or when you go into your bank and they've already switched your account, but they're going to be training you on how to use the new system for your banking and accounting, you will be given a quantum phone and they will train you there. So the quantum phones are ready. We were waiting for them. The order arrived, I think it was late June, early July. So that part is done. The quantum computers are still in the process of being made. There is enough to get the majority of the humanitarian projects started. So we will be provided with a quantum computer so that we can keep in touch with what's going on, and we will be part of the quantum training at home, which is kind of nice. So what else? I think that pretty well gives you an overview of what we need that's urgent right now. Obviously, we need somebody who has the capacity for laser focus. If you're easily distracted, if right now you're in the soul shift that's taking place and you're in the period of chaos, which by the way is natural, it's normal, don't feel there's anything wrong with you. It just means that you are recalibrating and you are realigning. So things are a little upside down and sideways most days. But at the same time, you still need to be able to draw upon that part within you that can, if necessary and needed, be in a laser focus for whatever project is right in front of you. And yeah, I think that that's going to be enough right now. The only thing that I feel is just a comment that I'll say to everyone right now. I don't think there's anyone here that isn't already committed. You wouldn't be here if you didn't hold on some level within your body and your spirit a level of commitment. But it does require that you step forward in a way that says, I'm in. It's not 1 foot in and 1 foot out, or I'll think about it, or I'll see if it works. We really are looking for people at this time to make a commitment that says, I'm in. And whatever that brings and whatever that means, trusting that within this community and within our circle of souls that are gathering, we have the ways and means of resolving absolutely anything that comes up. Together, we are stronger. As a whole, we are holding a phenomenal vision right now on this planet. And being a part of that, I believe, is really precious and special. So I invite you to just ask your heart and soul, is this something that I can commit to? Is it a commitment that I stand by with everything that I am? And if your answer is yes, welcome aboard. And if your answer is still, I'm not sure, it just means that it's not yet. And look at it that way. It may mean that, we're planning on putting together a reserve file of people that we can still call and draw from should positions become available. We're looking for 33 people, and that's a power number. We know that 369 is part of the Fibonacci energy field. It's part of the quantum system. It is the quantum system. So the 33 that we will be calling our core group are going to move forward from this point on and start working together to develop this vision to the next level. And that takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of time. How do I put this? We're not expecting you to do this full time. We're asking people to at least commit 1 to 3 hours a week, where you can say, I'm going to commit that much right now. I can do that. If you do more, thank you, thank you, thank you. But be willing to do at least 1 to 3 hours a week. We know 1 hour is just showing up for this meeting. And a lot of people have been doing that for nearly 2 years now. So if you haven't got the time to do that part as part of your commitment, then you may be in the not yet file. And we'll see what the universe wants to do with either moving you forward in your own way, in your own pace and time, or to just ask you to hold off until circumstances in your world changes so that you can make that commitment. So there's no forcing here, there's no pressure here. This is a calling forward of those whose hearts are ready and willing to serve humanity in a way that you will be blessed in so many ways, on so many levels, the least of all being the medbed experience, to put your own body and your own being back into alignment and balance, health and vitality. I think that in itself is pretty extraordinary payment for stepping up and helping others, which is what we like to do. Okay, that's enough of me talking. What I really want to hear from is people that have questions. We have put out the application, and if you've had the time to look at it and you have any questions regarding it, any clarification that's needed, now's the time to fire away and just see if we can give you a level of comfort that says, yeah, I can do this. So, all right, let's have some questions here. I hope you came ready for them. Catherine Mueller, go ahead.
Hi, Donna.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to reiterate what I read.
Yeah.
So the email we're sending it to is the Quantum Healers 369 Gmail email, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We copy and paste the questions into the email. That's where we answer it.
Yes.
If we choose to, we can add a resume, however, not necessary, and then that we send it off.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then from the time that we submit, how long until we can expect a response?
We will start reviewing them immediately.
Okay.
So in the order that they come in,
Okay.
we will be responding to them in that same order.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't miss anything, right? I don't have to RSVP.
No, you
just do that.
you
That's the
encapsulated
RSVP.
it beautifully.
Okay.
You.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Dennis.
Okay, because when we had been crafting the email, we kind of left out that one sentence of when the deadline was. So I just put in the last sentence saying, we will discuss that at our next meeting. So I just wanted to know, when is the deadline for accepting these application process submissions?
I would say if people can take at least this week and review what it is that they would like to present, and then start submitting them. Let me just look at my calendar here. I think it works out, yeah, the 9th, which again is a number that's significant. You can start presenting them or mailing them on the 9th. I don't want anybody jumping into this. I want to make that really clear. I want you to really ponder it, take it into the soul and spirit. You may find that you fill out your questions and then just leave it sit. And then a few days later, a little while later, it's like, no, I think I need to change this or I need to change that. Take the time to make the changes. So by the time you do submit it, your heart and soul are so behind it, you don't have to wonder if it's going to be accepted or if it's going to work or if it's going to happen. It's between you and your creator. And right now, every single one of you know deep, deep down in here if it's time for you to step into a role or not. And remember, it's not written in stone. We will walk with you, we will work with you, we will guide you to the place where you feel comfortable doing a part of what is to be done. there's no shortage of things that need to be done right now. So just trust that whatever comfort level you have, whether it's just one little thing or whether it's a leadership thing, you are not only welcomed, but you're supported in that decision. Okay, question.
So just for clarity, we had said that we were going to wait until after today before accepting
Yes.
any of those. Is there like so somebody had said not a deadline, but in a lifetime. So you're not accepting anymore, or is it ongoing? Anybody comes across this, they can continue to submit?
We are looking for 33 positions to be filled. 9 of those positions are already the admin team. So when we have the 33 filled, we will let everyone know that they have been filled. Until then, we are still accepting applications. Once the applications have been filled and we're at 33, we will continue to accept people sending in their indication that they would like to be a part of it. And they will be put in a waiting list or in a file, a holding file, so that if for any reason, anyone that is already one of the 33 is unable to continue or finds that they need to take a step back, we still have someone that is able to come forward and play that role. So again, there's no pressure here. The pressure, that if there's any, is going to come from inside of you. And if you feel pressured, don't do it. Feel passionate, step into it with all your heart, but please don't feel pressured. That's not a way that we work in this group, and it's not an energy that we want to carry forward in working with others that will be blessed and benefited from our humanitarian project. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. Question.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doigo. I'm the one that said a live line instead of deadline because conscious language is my thing. I want to add a little bit of my energy and say that I've really enjoyed the introductory video. That's all I did. That's all that it took to be like, okay, cool, we're on, we're doing this. Questions, where do I, maybe you've already communicated this, but where do I find the application?
The application was sent out by email. If you would like to drop your email address into the comment, the chat section, Dennis can forward that on to you after our meeting.
Okay.
All right.
And then,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
One more, sorry.
Yeah.
And then if I see myself in multiple roles, what's your suggestion, or what would you recommend in terms of like honing that down into?
Again, it comes down to priority. When we look at the different things that we can do, inevitably they're all going to be incorporated into a job. I don't care which role you play in our group, all of the gifts and abilities that you have in your repertoire, in your library, in your soul's akasha, they will all be incorporated at some point. But it really is important, in order to support the building of this foundation, that you step into a role that you are 100% passionate about and committed to. The others will be incorporated or may be included. And from there, you can transition to other positions, but come in at the place where you feel the strongest. And that way, I feel people will feel more at peace and more at home in the beginning.
Okay, I love that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Jackie, you had a question. Oh, you're muted, Jackie.
Sorry, I didn't receive a questionnaire by email.
The question, yeah, the link was there. Again, if you want to drop your email address into the chat, then Dennis can forward that on to you.
Okay.
Okay, who else? Anyone else? Come on, got to be questions there. Okay, Angel.
So I have a more of a comment, just being a part of creating this with Donna and Dennis last week, to everybody, and with this timeline of the 9th intact, that you spend the next week really reaching out to our group and leaning on us and asking any questions you may have that may evolve the process and interact on our Facebook group as well, because we're all here to support each other. And if that's something that you feel, is, if you have a question from now until like the 9th when you're submitting, to really reach in, because this is how we're going to build our group together. So my question is not a question, it's a comment, and I just wanted to throw that energy in there.
Thanks, Angel, for clarifying that. Those are important key points. Yeah, people need to know that you're not in this on your own. We very much work together in a supportive way, in an encouraging way. If we can, help you clarify things, that's essential. We want people to come in with not only their eyes wide open, but their heart wide open. So we're a safe place.
We also love the input, because I mean, we can only see so many things. So throwing everybody acting and really putting the energy in is what makes this project so fantastic. So we welcome anything that is going to light it up and take it to the next level. And that's really why we're here, right? We're at this stage that we need more hands and boots on the ground to get this thing launched and into the next avenue. So we welcome all your love.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Pashna.
Thank you. Kit, that was, Ange, that was really along the lines of what I wondered, if we could hear from some of the team members a little bit about what your experience has been, what the work is that you do, and what your vision is. If we could just have it in somebody's words that is already on the team, would that be helpful to the group, Donna?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. I'm not going to put them on the spot. We'll start with volunteers on that one.
Yeah.
See what happens. Oh, there's a volunteer. Okay, Dennis, go ahead. What's it like being on the team?
What's it like being on the team? I love it. It's very, very high energy. When I came on board, I had no clue. And actually, Pashna and I had a discussion through, we had a little bit of a communication about, well, what would be my role? I am not a Facebook person. I am not an admin person, and I am now facilitating in those regards. My background is paramedical. I'd worked over 20 years in the hospital. So that this is not anywhere near what I thought I would be doing, but it's showing up, just showing up. And then if there's a little spot where it's like, oh, I can step up and do that. And I stepped up, and it's just stepping up, finding out what's necessary. And then we've just gone from there. But any skills are well appreciated.
Thanks, Dennis. And I have to say, you've been a phenomenal addition to the team. You really bring a spark of energy and vitality that was much needed. We were getting a little weary when you landed in the perfect place. So thank you. All right. Another volunteer from the admin team. What's it like being on the team, ladies? Okay, Karen, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm part of the team, but I'm in the province of Quebec. And what it's looking like for me is agriculture, animals, gardening, which is agriculture, of course, but greenhouses, community efforts, having people work with animals to recover parts of themselves for the animal and the human as well. And I don't really know how this is all going to come together, but I'm developing or cultivating skills in communication, leadership, and learning to trust my intuition. So I'm just going to count on the right people and the right circumstances will be there, and I'll step into it and I'll work it out. Because I will, while I don't necessarily have a team here yet, I've spotted people that, oh, they'd be good at this and they'd be good at that. And so I'm creating my network in a kind of quiet way, although not really. For those who know me, it's not my force, not my strength. But people know I'm out there and they're watching. So when it's time to step into that role, there'll be other people come around and I'll know who they are.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. And again, anybody that is or knows somebody that's interested in working with the animal side of it, animal therapy is definitely going to be a part of our humanitarian project. So there'll be horses and dogs, obviously chickens, and probably some goats somewhere in the mix in order to facilitate the full experience of everything that animals mean in our lives. So yeah, these are things that will also be, but right now we're trying to focus on the leadership part, which Karen beautifully expressed, that she didn't expect that that's the role that she would be playing when she stepped into this humanitarian vision. But here she is in her own community in Quebec, doing just that. She's gathering people and making connections, creating a network, so that when things do unfold, not only does she know people she can count on, but her community has started to recognize she is someone that they can count on. And that's where things really get and build a bond of strength. So
I'd like to add also that while I'm doing all of that stuff, I'm doing my own healing as well. Yeah. I'm experiencing this chaos. I'm experiencing tower moment after tower moment, pulling myself back together, reaching out to Donna going, okay, this is not feeling right. What do we need to do? So I'm healing. I'm doing what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey, and one that when we do share it with each other, knowing we are all moving in the same direction, it's nice to know that you've got a hand to reach out, or a shoulder to cry on, or a pair of arms that can hug you from afar. In those moments when you think you're all alone, you are not alone anymore. No, not anymore. Oh, thanks, Karen.
You're welcome.
Okay. Go on, Admin. Up with the hands. Okay, we've got hands up. Okay. Liz, we have, okay, go ahead, Liz.
This may sound silly, but not to me. Dennis, I do not know how to copy and paste. So could you give me some lessons, please? It's called 7 Concussions. What else can I say?
Yeah, that's no problem. I'll reach out to you and we can do that privately. I'll walk you right through it.
Righty. I have to do the, write it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm good to go usually.
I can do better than that, but I'll connect after the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my kids, they don't know what to do with me some days. Anyway.
Okay, but that's the kind of support that we have for each other. There's always things that each of us need help with. And
yeah,
I
used to know so much of how to do laptops and computers, and anyway, 'tis what it is right now.
I know you've got lots to look forward to.
Yes.
I did see another hand up. Where was it? Catherine, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. This question may have been asked already. However, by when would we like to have these 33 positions filled?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
Because it does require time to build. Every time we take a step forward, it takes time to build that into a foundation so that people understand what's going on, what their role is. If there's a team situation required, that is being built. So we are looking to do this as quickly as we can. My understanding is that the MedBed experience is not far away. So our network is essential right now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start calling on people. Helen, what's it like being on the team?
How the fuck I knew you were gonna do that? Excuse my French, I'm the F bomber here. And I've known Donna for over 20 years, and she told me about her vision for the med bed experience way back then. And so when she approached me in regards to coming on, I didn't hesitate, and she knows that. I'm just very tired right now. I'm just being completely honest. I just came back from up north, so I was not expecting to be talking. So I'm a medium for some of those who don't know me. So I do a lot of spiritual mentoring as well, giving advice and listening, following my intuition, going through my own shadow work myself, thanks to Donna, just joking. That's why we're here. You know, we're that big onion with so many layers, and I'm probably not even close to the core. So I just want to welcome everyone. I really hope that we can all come together and expand and grow and learn. There's so many roles that I could play. Donna knows that as well, but it's for like everyone else is finding that passion. It's finding that one that I can commit to, because I have a hard thing about challenging with committing, but I have been committing here every week.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe miss one or two, but no, it's a matter of showing up and sharing the love with everyone and listening to everyone. And you know, I'll apologize down the road for all my F-bombs, my dirty mind as well, but everyone knows that. So yeah, see, I see some smiles there. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to unfold either, just like Karen had mentioned. I just trust. I trust that I'm going to be where I'm needed and carrying that vision and holding that vision like everyone else. And as long as we can all come together and hold that vision, it is happening, and it's happening very quickly. I am discovering that I'm manifesting very, very quickly, good and bad. So it's a matter of observing all my thoughts and what's happening to them. So if there's one advice that I could give is that right now is just observe your thoughts, because we are manifesting and evolving very, very quickly amongst this shift that's happening. But we are also living in very, very exciting times. So, and as Angel had mentioned, we are a great core group, BidMin, and we've helped each other along the way. So this is where I invite you, that Angel said is, you know, you have any questions, Angel's the person to go to, not me. I'm just joking. I'm there too, right? Okay, so I just thought I'd put that out there. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Donna.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a word with you.
It's okay. I'm gonna pass the wand over to Susan now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. Yeah, I think what I heard in Passion's question, and it's sort of been the question of all of us all this time, how is this going to look? You know, it's a way of thinking that we're all so used to. And I think what I'd like to say is just getting more familiar with that intuition and that trust that this is real, this is happening, and the ability to just trust that it's going to open with your intention and desire to step in. And like what Dennis said, no idea how she could fit, but it just appeared. And we need to start trusting that more instead of trying to be in that old linear thinking mind of, well, how's it going to work and what's it going to look like, to just really trust that we've laid out Donna has laid out a beautiful map of what is needed. And even if you can't figure out right now how this is going to look, how this is going to play out, I mean, that we're in quantum energies now. And so it will be like nothing else before. And no, we don't know until it's here. We have a great idea of that it is real and it's happening. And to just, all I would really want to say is really get centered. What Helen said, watch those thoughts and continue to heal your own stuff. I mean, I myself as well have been healing. I've been on a massive healing journey, especially this last year and a half. And this belonging to this core group has meant so much to me. Donna put out the call. I can't remember when I joined on. It was pretty early in the game, almost 2 years ago. And I just knew, like, that seed spark lit when I heard her call, and I didn't have a clue, but I knew that I was resonating, my body was resonating truth with every time she spoke and talked about this project, and that we're moving into the quantum financial system. And I just knew that it was absolutely true, because this old system is collapsing and we've been witnessing it. So trusting the process and trying to step out of attachment to timelines, that's my lesson. Like right now, every damn day I'm looking at for EBS to go firing off, or some big sign that it's going to happen, and we keep waiting. And I know it's frustrating, but I absolutely know 100% with every part of all my blood and bones that this is real. This is happening very soon, very imminent. And for you guys to just trust. You don't have to know the how. You don't. It will just be done. Now, all you need is your beautiful heart. And belonging in this group is one of the best things that's happened to me, one of the most magical and wonderful gifts that's come my way in the last couple of years. So I want to thank Donna for putting out this call and having the great vision. She's such a holy woman and such a woman of great divinity. And it's my great honor to be on this admin team with some of my very best friends in the whole world, my soul sisters. And I just can't say enough about the gifts and the rewards if you decide to step in and listen to your soul's calling. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Susan, for your kind words. Always appreciated. But this is the kind of support that we really draw and call into being within this circle of light. This is who we are. This is who we've always been. And now having a world to share it with, I think, is pretty extraordinary. Yeah, thank you. All right, who else is there? Any other questions? Oh, there's Mina waving away there. Go ahead, Mina.
I thought I might as well share as well. Although it's hard to follow Susan because it was so beautiful what she said. And everything she said resonated with me as well. But I think that this has been one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had. And I'm so glad and grateful that I connected up with you, Donna. And as soon as I heard what you were doing, I just knew I had to be part of this. I didn't know how I was going to be part of this. And it's the most weirdest way, but everything has prepared me to be in this position. So the years that I went through construction and all that stuff, I went from corporate sales to construction. So like, how does that happen? But sure enough, it led me to here, and designing this center is amazing. I mean, it's so exciting. I can't wait to see it in physical form, because we just finished the plans for the main building anyways. And it's going to be super spectacular. And I had no idea how I was going to be part of this, but it came. So, anybody who's thinking that if it resonates with you, that this feels good inside, then step forward, because you will be rewarded beyond what you think. And it's been a great journey, and I look forward to more journey. And I really, really appreciate it. And I think everybody who is part of this will experience way beyond what they think they're going to gain from it.
Thank you, Mina. Thank you. Yes, and to just compliment Mina and all the hours and time that she has put into working with the blueprint together. We've been back and forth for a long time working on bringing this vision into being when it comes to a physical structure. So there will be others needed as far as completing what goes on inside the building. So if you're someone who has an eye for interior design, or you have ways and means of you know, a passion for the ambience that needs to happen, this is also something that will be very much needed. We've got everything from, you know, therapies to arts and theater. We have beautiful rooms that are being set up that are just home away from home, but on the next level, so that when people walk in, they don't have to adjust to where they're staying. They just integrate into the area and the ambience and know that not only are they welcome, but they're a part of something that's truly otherworldly, is probably the best way I can put it right now. So thanks, Mina. Who have I missed? Sarita.
Hello, everyone. I am the newest member to the admin team, and I just want to say that this is beyond a dream of a lifetime, and I want to just give a big thanks to Susan, who introduced me to this group. And I have to say that this is yeah, this is really a dream of, I don't even think I could even dream something that is so amazing and so, what do you call it? So next level. And it's really interesting because I just want to share that a year, you know, this really comes in with what Susan and other women were planting about those seeds of trust. So I think it's been for the last 2 years, and Susan, you may have seen this on my bathroom wall. I had these lofty questions from the founder of Mind Valley, and I would just read them every day. And I was just like, I have no idea how, you know, how I'm going to connect with this amazing group of like-minded, like-hearted people who I feel deeply connected to. And I would say that that was my top question. And then a part of me just knew, it's just like, you don't need to know the how, that these people are just going to be in your life because they're already there on another level. And then it's just like, and here I am with this group. And so again, it's just really following what the other team members were saying about, you know, really trusting. And I've been going into, you know, doing visualizations of what it feels like to drive into the center, and, you know, just the joy of being able to witness, you know, the before and the after, and just seeing the, you know, people's faces lighting up, you know, having that, you know, that profound shift. And to be able to witness that is beyond anything that I can even, you know, really comprehend right now. And so I'm super excited about that. And the other thing that really, you know, really lights me up is just that we don't know exactly how this is going to go, but I feel that we all know it in our bones. Like Susan said, you know, bones and the blood or whatever, it's already done. That we're going to just be filling the gap between, you know, where we are here right now and stepping into, you know, the completion of it when we see it in reality. And I just know that this is something super special. And I know that everything in my life up until now, which didn't really make a lot of sense, you know, in some way, is that it's just like, this has actually been the curriculum that I've gone through, and I'm still doing like really deep, you know, deep healing, super committed to that. That was the curriculum, and it is the curriculum that is actually preparing me for this role. And I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I just know what Donna said, you know, come in with your passion, being opened, and that's just going to unfold. So I just really want to say thank you to everyone that is here on the team. I'm so honored to be with all of you and all the people that are here attending tonight, that we're just so grateful that you're showing up. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarita. That's beautiful. Yeah, we're definitely, our heart has called us to it. and the source of all creation will walk us through it. That's the best way I can describe it to anybody. Don't limit yourself to I can only do, because based on your soul's journey and your Akashic records of all the things that you've been in every lifetime, you are a wealth of knowledge and wisdom that is prepared every part of who you are for this time. So when the door gets opened, and that can only be opened by you, what's on the other side, who knows? All I can tell you is that it is extraordinary. Yeah, there's difficult times that we still get presented with, but I can tell you, you go through them much quicker. And you've got a whole team of people behind your back cheering you on, lifting you up, encouraging you, and if needed, you know, dragging you over the finish line. We do whatever it takes for each other. And we continue to just know that that in itself is something that you don't just find anywhere in this day and age. Oh, I see a hand flashing up there. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, just the question that I had was, I would like to reach out to someone on the team just to ask some questions in regards to some of the positions that you had mentioned. And so who would that person be, or how would I reach out to them?
Depends on your question. And then I think whoever feels drawn to it, or if I can sort of move you in the direction that I think would best match your question, go ahead.
Okay, well, it's basically one of the first positions that you mentioned was like, you know, just answering the phones and that type of admin position. You know, just finding out more of how, I guess, widespread that position would be. And as you said, I guess it's you've kind of already answered my question, a lot of people, because don't worry about the how, I guess, is what my question really was. So I think I just, yeah, I don't know, someone just to talk to about that and how, just so that I can envision how that would work. Like I would be answering a phone from my own home, or how, you know, what kind of people would be coming through, or, you know, what would we be answering, I guess, if we're answering the phones, what would that, you know, what would that be entail, I guess?
Okay. Ange, do you feel that that's something that you can address?
So I think you, Sherry, you kind of answered your own question, because really we're building it right now. So what we need is people coming in and being part of, so there's no phone right now to physically answer, obviously. At some point when we have a facility, then yes, there will be multiple phones to answer, I'm sure. We are building on our website, there's a link that we've put for people to, you know, to send their questionnaire through. There's lots of behind this. I'm telling you, there is a million behind the scenes things happening that Donna has tried to carry, you know, a big load, and Sarita stepped in, Dennis steps in, like we're all kind of stepping in and putting our energy in and helping where we can to rise this project up, because there's so many things that you can't even imagine. There's a plethora of opportunity, you know, to help, from the smallest task to, you know, responding to emails to, you know, Dennis has been a champ at setting so much up, and just like there's 100 things. There's social media, but yeah, I mean, answering the phone at some point will be physical, but right now it's really the admin assistance that's required to launch this thing is ginormous. So if you can step in at any capacity, believe me, sometimes it's just having being on a Zoom call, like Dennis and Donna and I do this often, and just having another person's eyes on a project helps so much, and putting little tidbits in that can assist. That's where we're at right now. We need those a million little tidbits done. So yeah, does that kind of answer your question? Or
yeah, no, that helps. Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
But if you have if there's some things percolating, why don't you put them together in an email and send them off? Either Dennis, Donna, or myself will monitor the emails coming in, and that would be for anybody too. Like I said earlier, if you have some questions either on our Facebook group or send them in a private email to us, and somebody will answer it on the Quantum Healers 369@gmail.com. And certainly, you know, if you have a list of questions, great. If you have a list of things you think may help this project, great. I think every one of us came in not really knowing 100% what our role was. I came in as a Reiki practitioner, but I'm stepping in, and we're all doing that. We're all stepping in where we can assist and wearing many hats right now, which is why we want to bring in some extra hands to make the magic work, and to take a load off Donna too, because she's got a lot on her plate. So I hope that helps. And if you've got more things percolating, certainly throw them in an email and send them off to us.
Will do. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, so I think the only one we haven't heard from the admin team is Miss Kit. Smiling back there going, oh no.
I was trying to like
I know.
go behind Angel.
Yeah, we're still gonna give you your moment.
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I think I'm one of those people that well, I know I'm one of those people that has been really confused by this whole process. Not the projects I'm not confused about. It's about my role. But I've stuck with it. I show up every week, and mainly because of everyone on this team. And there's been a few times where I've said, I don't know what I'm contributing. Maybe I need to step out, and they reel me back in. And I just, you know what it is, I came in just visualizing. I when I heard about it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. How? I have no freaking clue, but it makes sense to me that this is going to happen. I just know. And that's why I keep showing up. I just know it's going to unfold, and my role is changing a lot. And Donna is very good at pinpointing and has a laser focus. Once he gets to know you, oh, you'll be really good doing this or that. And, then I sit with it a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. So anyway, I came in, my background is massage therapy. I was an RMT for like 10 years. I thought that was going to be my role. I don't resonate with that anymore. So now it's more the outdoor stuff. Like I love hiking. I love the outdoors. I have a relationship with trees and nature, and somehow I'm going to create something. That's all I know. So yeah, that's kind of my story.
Oh, it's a beautiful example too, Kit. Surely, people step in the door without any expectation of what that means or where it takes them, because we come in one door and we just find that there's a vast array of other things that start to speak to your soul and open your heart. And yeah, all it takes is passion. That's what this whole project is. It's a project of passion for vitality, for health, for well-being, for happiness, for just having a human experience that is beyond the limitations of hurt and pain. And to me, that's what Source has always had in mind for us as humans, that the heaven and earth experience that we haven't had, or that we've always known was possible, that kind of taunted us or teased us into reincarnating time and time again. Well, this is where it all comes together, and we actually get to experience it because we're co-creating it. We're a part of it. So yeah, nature is definitely playing a key role in that. So I know that Mother Nature and Kit have a lot to share with us that in the future is going to be pretty exceptional too. So thanks, Kit.
Well,
Yes, Angel?
I can just add another thing. And Donna said something in one of our admin meetings, I'm going to say probably almost a year ago now. And she said, if it's in your heart, it doesn't matter what your experience is or really what your resume says who you are. What we really want and what we're building in a quantum field doesn't come from what's on your resume, it comes from what's in your heart. And that really landed with me because it took off the pressure that I needed to have a million credentials to be a part of a project so important. Really what really my predominant credential needed to be was I needed to love, and I needed to show up, and I needed to have it come from my heart. And that from that moment on, I just knew that what we were building was something that I wanted to be a part of, and that I didn't need to have 17 diplomas on my wall to say that I'm worthy and to be a part of this group. And the healing that has come in the over year working out and through with this team, yeah, it's pretty magical. And everybody needs healing, and certainly right now, and what we've done together has been incredible. So I'm just going to leave that there. I just wanted to add that in.
Thanks, Angel. Yeah, it pretty well describes it. If anybody's thinking credentials are essential, I don't have one diploma. I don't even have a high school diploma. So if I can make it, anybody can make it. Ruth, what? Go ahead.
I just have to say how passionate I am about what's happening. And I just feel like, wow, everything I've studied all my life and everything I believed in all my life has brought me to this place now. And I don't know what my role is, but I know there's a role for me.
Yeah.
And I believe in it. I can visualize it. And I see signs all around me of a new world coming in. And this is just huge.
Mhm.
And I just love coming to these Zoom meetings and being a part of this tremendous work that's being done.
Well, we love having you too.
Thank you.
You always bring such a peaceful grace to the circle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so unless there is one more. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Hi, guys. Angel, I just wanted to say thank you for adding that little last bit in, because I needed to hear that tonight. I've kind of been sitting here going, I thought my role was going to be in the healing arts. And my background is law clerk. So I've got 27 years working in a law office, very different than the healing arts. And kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe it's not time for me to step in yet, because, that space for the healing arts isn't quite open. But as just what you said there, if there's passion, if it's in your heart, it's time to step in. Because I was thinking, how do I take my law clerking experience and soften it, right? Because it's pretty harsh material. How do I take that and soften it to be of assistance now? And your words just kind of went boom. It's like, okay, it'll soften because it's supposed to, because I'm supposed to be here and meshing the two worlds together so that I can be of assistance. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
And thank you for sharing that, Charlotte, because I know there's many others that have had that same feeling, that my area of expertise is not necessarily in alignment, or at least I can't see how it can be in alignment with this project. But as you're discovering, this project incorporates every single person's skills and abilities on every level, from mothering to mentoring, to just being a friend, to being a guide, to being just showing up. You know, it's like when we were in our worst moments, in our darkest places, just having someone show up was all we needed. So being there for our communities and humanity in general. I know when I speak of humanity, everybody kind of glazes over because the picture's too big. But guess what? We are humanity. We're it. What we experience, every human being on this planet is going through at some level to some degree. So we are a great representation of everyone. So yeah, everyone deserves heaven on earth. So, okay. Any last questions? Or we didn't start out with a prayer this time. So I think we really need to do a prayer of gratitude and thankfulness as we bring a closure to this circle. And I really do sincerely want to thank everyone that has stepped forward to show up today. I know it's always difficult to know when we're moving in a direction and we don't know what the destination is. But I think sometimes we don't dream big enough. And that's what God keeps telling me, that when I hold this vision and I convert it to what I understand or what I see it as, Source continually reminds me, no, dream bigger. And I've always been on a budget, so dreaming bigger has been a stretch for me. But I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm gaining perspective that is a greater vision of what we are all working towards. So let's just join together in that moment of gratitude and thankfulness, a prayer that not only unifies us as one beautiful circle of light that is willing to serve on this level, but we also just step forward into that higher self that we are and that we represent in each and every one of us, taking on that beautiful mantle or cloak that we have been holding on to, thinking somehow it doesn't fit, or it's not time, or it doesn't work. And just take that cloak of beautiful light and energy that Source has provided, that is wisdom and knowledge, health and well-being, and wrap that cloak around yourself right now, and know that whatever your size or shape or race or creed, age, it doesn't matter. Every one of you have a beautiful cloak that fits perfectly. And when you have that as your protection of light, your source of encouragement, and the wisdom that is designed specifically for you, that Source may work through you. And all that is required of you in each and every moment, in every breath and every heartbeat, is for you to simply show up. So thank you so much for showing up today. And so it is.